Last month, I ran a test where I gave 136 people a free trial to my OnlyFans. Why? Well, I've always wondered if this was a valid marketing strategy. Could I convert them or upsell them content, or is it just a waste of time? I tried it all and I have the results to share with you. But honestly, I feel like that still doesn't answer why I wanted to try it. So let's have a look at my logic. You get thousands of guys a week messaging you across all your different marketing platforms, trying to talk to you for free instead of going through OnlyFans. Funny story actually, but on my first day posting anything NSFW content on Reddit, I made a pretty unhinged post. And it turns out it got lots of attention from other equally unhinged people. The post got over 1 million views, and it's fair to say I had never gone viral before and did not know what to expect. And what I should have expected was a huge influx of messages, because the next day I had over 400 people DM me on Reddit. I thought if these people made the effort to talk to me, I'd make the effort to get back to them. So I spent hours responding to all their messages one by one. And I didn't copy and paste any of my answers. I did it the good old-fashioned way by locking myself in my room and typing to all of them. And at first, it was sort of fun. To be honest, seeing the numbers just kept rising was thrilling, the first few times. And then the next day, from all the new messages I got overnight and all the replies from my previous ones, I got another 400 or so messages in my Reddit inbox. Replying to them all was really not sustainable, and a lesson I learned on day 2. So from that day on, I stopped messaging people outside of OF. That happened 215 days ago. And as you can imagine, I've gotten tens of thousands of messages since on Reddit alone, and loads more on the other platforms that I post on. And with every one of those DMs coming from unique, interested people, in sales they would be referred to as leads. Potential subs just ready to be converted but receiving no attention. And if I could talk to all of them, could I convert even 1%? That would be over 100 new subs right there. So that's why I was interested in this exercise. For this to be something I could scale, I would need a few things. I would need to be able to contact them in a fast way, something like a copied and pasted message. But yet, it also can't come across as a spam, which is hard to do when you send a message. For people to actually convert to being subs, they would need to almost gain trust in one message to really take a chance on my profile. And that's where the free trial comes in. Offering them a free trial and giving them an explanation as to why I'm doing it serves as both an icebreaker and gives you some instant credibility by offering them something they want. So I gave them something they want. I went further and gave an explanation as to why I was doing it. I'm making the first move here, and I'm removing any possible resistance to them coming to my page. Now here's where we run into a problem. I made a great message, spent ages changing the wording so it wasn't too lengthy, but also met all my previous criteria. And then after sending it to 10-ish people, I was getting responses that people were getting messages from me, but then they'd click on the DMs and there was nothing being said, just poof, and the message was gone. So I'm guessing when I sent the same message, Reddit thought I was a bot and blocked my messages.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
But Reddit isn't going to stop me that easily. If I knew this method worked, I could always still message them, all with small differences, as to not get flagged up. I got this idea from Elon Musk trying to work out who was the mole in their company, leaking company secrets. And that may seem like a lot of effort, but I could pay someone else to do it, so it's chill. Any data entry type task can be outsourced for a few dollars an hour if you need to. All I need first is to test out the ROI on a smaller sample to see if it's worthwhile. And to do that, I won't need to direct message people. Instead, I can make a post on my subreddit telling everyone to check out my free trial. Within an hour or so, I had 100 people sign up, and while I brushed my teeth and got ready for bed, I decided to let a few more people in on a second link before closing it again. Hence, the 136 random numbers we have. When they joined, I moved them into a free trial group so that I could mass message them without it going to any of my normal subs. I sent them all a hello message, giving them a bit more context to why I was doing this and also just welcoming them. And quickly, my first concern was put to rest. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to spend the next 14 days chatting to loads of people for free, and honestly, only 10 of them actively interacted with me, which I was happy about. On day 2, I sent them some photos. Again, the idea was to get them used to looking at my DMs. I wanted a reward there for them. I also let them know that if they liked some of my photos, I would give them a discount on my videos. I have historically never done discounts before, and I really stand by that. This was just a one-off for me to gather data. Of that one post, I got 3 people purchase content for a gross total of $75. A few days later, and once I had chatted to anyone who wanted to chat, I sent my next message. This one on an offer to anyone who subbed for 6 months or a year. I got both a 6-month sub and a 1-year sub out of this, totaling to $122.88, bringing my new gross total to just a shy of $200. I ended up selling one more BG video at full price for $60, and a couple of weeks later I had one person come back subbing for 1 month. So my grand total at the end of this experiment is $267.87 from this little free trial. Now, I want to talk about opportunity costs. This is something you'd learn in Econ 101 class, and a really important concept to think about when running your business. An example is, if you're a farmer and you plant wheat in your land, there is a cost to not being able to use that land to plant something else. There is also a cost of time. Maybe his time could have been better served elsewhere. Let's bring this back to our free trial. We had a couple of costs here. First of all, by giving out a free trial on my Reddit for about 90 minutes, I wasn't able to get paying subs, because if someone who was willing to pay came across my Reddit, they would see a free link and of course not spend money. It's actually hard to conclude that the people who stayed and paid for the free trial are just people who would have subscribed and paid anyway. Luckily, I track everything and know what I should have averaged in that time. And in 90 minutes, I averaged 1.5 new subs. And each sub averages $35 net or $43.75 gross. So 1.5 people should be $65.63. I'm going to minus the $65 from the amount we made of $267, which gives us a gross income of $200 for all the time I put in. That is the second cost here. When I was spending time with my free fans, I was not spending the time on growth or marketing or even DMing my paying customers. So was it worth it? Well, let's multiply this by 10 to really drive the point home. Would I take an extra 1,360 subs messaging me for an extra 2K a month? The answer is no. That would over double my current amount of subs. My current business model would not be able to handle that level of scale without fundamental shifts to how I handle my subs. I am certain I would take more than a 2K drop in revenue if I was to split my time between more subs, and as time is finite, I can't just magic up more hours to spend in my DMs. My answer to is running a free trial worth it for your OnlyFans? Probably not. I think you'll make money from it, but your time can be allocated much better. I know that many of you have asked to go in depth on my Reddit marketing and analysis, and my next video coming out will be exactly that. If you want to see more, subscribe so you don't miss out.